Hey, what's up guys? Back with another storage pulls video here. This is going to be the hip-hop rap one that I was talking about in my last video, so let's get into it. First up, we got a couple Beastie Boys albums. First is the Root Down EP. I don't really remember if this was good or not. I haven't listened to this in forever. Should go back and revisit it. But I think it was alright. Came out in mid-90s, I think. 95. I guess this came out in, so I think it was pretty good from what I remember. I have to go back and revisit it, but tracks on here, you got Root Down, obviously, a couple different mixes of that. Time to Get Ill, Heart Attack Man, The Maestro, La Sabrosa, Fruit Loop, Time for a Living, Something's Gotta Give. So 10 tracks, yeah, about 7 tracks, and 3 different mixes of Root Down, so decent amount of tracks on there. Sorry about that, I had to get some coffee. Alright, next up we got Beastie Boys, Check Your Head. Pretty well known classic Beastie Boys album on here. You got, what's the song everybody knows on here? Where is it? So What You Want, I think that was a single. It's probably more than that, but that's the one I remember. But really good tracks on here. Jimmy James was a great one. Pass the Mic was awesome. Like, man, there's all great tracks on here. Can't go wrong with Beastie Boys. This came out in 92, so early 90s Beastie Boys. Can't go wrong with that. After that, we got some West Coast stuff. Coup detat. If you don't know, Coup detat is AC Alone, Micah 9, and Abstract Rude. Really a really dope group. I love this album. This is one of my favorite West Coast albums of all time. Even though it came out in 99, still one of my favorites. As you can see, that have this for a while, so since 99. Really great, just really great hip hop on here. If you know the artist I named, then you know what you're gonna get with this. This is them at their best, I think, in my opinion. Some of their best, at least, because they are great on their, individual respective albums as well. But this was just fantastic. What else should I say about this? There was a couple different pressings of this. I know this is the original, which came out on Pure Hip Hop. So if you ever get this or find it, look for Pure Hip Hop. That's a good pressing. The second pressing came out in, I think, 2002. That one's pretty good as well. Don't pick up the vinyl pressing of this because it's crap. It's got dropouts and track lists all fucked all through it. It's just bad pressing, so avoid that one if you can. Even though it's pretty cheap, I think, but just avoid it, in my opinion, anyway. Next up, we got some Das FX, Hold It Down. This is from 1995. I remember this being a very long album. Yeah, 20 tracks on it. With the Pete Rock remix at the end, really dope. The track Real Hip Hop. I was never a huge Das FX fan, but their early stuff was great. Up to this album, I think, was really, really good. Their first album, Dead Serious, was amazing. I love that one. This one was good. So, a bunch of nice production on here, too, from people like DJ Premier, Showbiz, Easy Mo B. I think produced a bunch of tracks, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check out the booklet, see if I'm missing anyone here. Yeah, Easy Mo B, like I said, DJ Premier. So I think that's basically it, the majority of it. And obviously Pete Rock had the remix at the end there for Real Hip Hop. And you also get the original version of that on here. Which was originally produced by DJ Premier, so yeah. Really dope album. If you're not familiar with Das FX, definitely check them out. Next up, let's see, what do we got next up here? We got LP. This is this one called the I'll Sleep When You're Dead album from, was this 07, I believe? Yeah. This is one of my least favorite LP projects. Not to say that it's bad by any means, because it's not. It's fucking dope. It's like all LP stuff is to me, but this was just, I just seem to always go back to listen to the least for some reason. I don't know why. I just go back and listen to it more. It's not bad. It's just my least favorite. What do you got in here? Smithereens, EMG. I remember Habeas Corpses was good. Draconian Love track. Overly Dramatic. Flyentology. Remember those tracks? Really dope album. You know, just like I said, probably my least favorite LP project. So whatever, to each their own though. Next up, back to some more West Coast stuff. Kenny Siegel with his Backyard, what's it called? Kennington Cook, that's it. Backyard Barbecue's track on here. So, yeah, he's a producer for Project Blowed, I believe. So as you can imagine, a bunch of Project Blowed features on here. You got Abstract, Rude, AC Alone, No Can Do, Bus Driver, Peace, the dude called Dr. Oop or Dr. OOP. I'm still not positive how to pronounce it. I think it's pronounced like Droop. It's Dr. OOP, but I've heard it pronounced both ways. So, yeah, 2 mixes on here. Already Said Peace, Acid Rain, Dumbfounded, Psychosis, SP83, so Micah 9. So there you go. Great album. Came out in 07, but really good stuff in my opinion. I really did enjoy this one. Mainly songs, a lot of songs about food and stuff, as you can imagine, but well, all songs about food. I guess, but that's what it's centered around. But really nice, like kind of concept album there. Check it out if you're in that West Coast sound. If you're not, you might not care for it too much. Next up, we got Mos Def. This is his 3rd or 4th album. I don't know. The Ecstatic came out in came out like 09, I think. This came out. Let's see, what's the date on here? Yep, 2009. The Ecstatic. I like this one. I thought this one was pretty damn good. He did a really nice job on this. I think people overlook this because it is like a project from Mos Def that came out in 09, and unfortunately I don't think too many people were checking for Mos Def around that time. Yeah, good stuff though. Definitely check it out. Trying to go through these a little bit quicker, I guess, because I got a bunch. I got like 30 projects here to go through, or like 25. So next up, The Roots, Game Theory. Pretty decent Roots album. Not one of my favorites, but definitely a good one. Definitely not one of their worst ones in my opinion. I don't think it was their worst album, but definitely not their best. So Game Theory. Don't Feel Right, I believe, was a good track, and also the title track, Game Theory. I don't remember too much more about this. I haven't heard this in years, probably since about 06, 07. I should go back and listen to it again, but I remember it being not too bad. Next up, we got a classic right here. Bam! I know y'all know about some Midnight Marauder shit. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about this at all. Just, you guys know what this is. If you don't want to listen to it, I'm sure everyone that's watching this already knows that album. Next up, Warren G. Regulate, G-Funk Era. Yeah, just the only good Warren G album in my opinion. And I still don't love this album. I used to like it a lot more when I was younger, because I bought this like right when it came out too. And yeah, I don't really go back and listen to this at all, but still a decent album. After that, we got Black Sheep, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. I prefer, I think, their second album to this one, but this one was still good. I don't know, I kind of go back between this one and the first one, because this one has Flavor of the Month on it, and Similac Child, which are both dope tracks. Yeah, I don't know, but both the first 2 albums are great in my opinion. Black Sheep, as well as one of their later albums, I forget the name now, but Alex from the Underground Vault actually put me onto it, and was really dope. I think it came out in like 09 or 06, somewhere at the end of the 2000s, but definitely go check that out as well. Very dope album, Black Sheep. Next up, we got kind of a scratch DJ album here, X-Ecutioners. Was it Built from Scratch? Yeah, Built from Scratch. You guys should know what this is if you know who the X-Ecutioners are. Just a bunch of cutting, bunch of, you know, beats. Bunch of features on here too. Large Professor, Apollo Shortcut, MOP, Dan the Automator, Mike Shinoda, and Mr. Han of Linkin Park. Pharoah Monch Exhibit, Inspect the Deck and Skills. They're on that track. The X, you all know the name. Really well known track. I think that was a single, if I'm not mistaken. The Tom Tom Club and Bismarck E are on a track. I thought that was pretty funny. Everlast, Big Pun and Cool Giraffe on Dramacide. Love that track. The Beat Junkies are on here. So, all in all, decent album. Good DJ album if you're in that kind of stuff. If you're not, then you probably wouldn't enjoy this too much. Check out some tracks online first. Next up, we got Busta Rhymes, When Disaster Strikes. I believe this was his second or third album, something like that. I'm not really too sure because I don't follow Busta Rhymes' career that closely, but when did this come out? 1997, so I think it had to be like the second album, When Disaster Strikes. What was the singles on here? Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, that was a single. I don't know if there was another one. I know that one was, but there might have been another one. Not the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, but this was a good album. It was pretty decent, as well as his first one. So after that, I just kind of stopped checking for him. Next up, a really underrated group, in my opinion, called No Surrender. The album is called White Power, Black Magic. I don't really know shit about these guys other than they put out this album in the early 2000s, like I think 2003, 2004. They put it out themselves, and then they just recently put out another album in 2011, so a few years back. I haven't heard that one, so I can't speak on it, but if you do see this one, definitely pick this one up. This is a great album right here. Just really good hip-hop. Check it out. If you can find it, that is, because I don't think it's too easy to find these days. Next up, we got some Anticon, Music for the Advancement of Hip-Hop. Kind of like a, I guess you call it compilation album. Has a bunch of different people from Anticon on here. You got the Rain Men, I'm sorry, Deep Puddle Dynamics with the Rain Men. That's the track is called Rain Men. Love that track, really dope. You got Buck 65. You got a track with Slug, Idea, and Soul. Savior track. That's a really well-known track. You got the It's Them track by Them, Alias, DJ Signify, Soul and Dose 1, Mr. Scourge. Slug has a solo track. Then you got a track with Buck 65, Soul Circus, 6'2", and Cosmic Love Fuck. So really great album. If you're into that, weirdo electronic experimental hip hop. If you don't know who Anticon is, then that's what it is. It's kind of like that weird experimental hip hop. If you know who they are, then you know what you're getting yourself into. I love Anticon, especially their early stuff. Not so much now, but their late 90s. Early 2000s stuff was amazing. Kind of like this album right here, Restiform Bodies, another Anticon album. Restiform Bodies was Agent 6, Bomar Monk, Passage, and Telephone Jim Jesus. And this was their fourth album, I believe. If I remember correctly, I think it came out in 2001, I want to say. Just more of that, like a weird ass picture. Just more of that fucking weird experimental electronic hip hop stuff. Really dope. If you're into that, definitely check out Restiform Bodies if you haven't heard of them before. Woo, hot in here. Damn. Turn the heat down. Next up, we got some Canadian hip hop from my boys Jason and Alex. This is Break Bread from Peanuts and Corn. I always forget who was in this group. It's Gruff, McEnroe, Pipskid, Y, John Smith, and Honeycutt, the DJ. This is an EP, 5 tracks on here, and then you got 5 instrumentals. Really dope stuff. Break Bread. This came out in 2004, I believe. Bird of Prey is featured on a track on here. So great stuff though. Peanuts and Corn. Always love Peanuts and Corn work. They always put out quality stuff in my opinion. Next up, some more Canadian hip-hop. We got Jeff Speck, Dark City from 2002. I've always been a fan of Jeff Speck. I think he's pretty underrated in my opinion. I never really hear anyone talk about him, unfortunately. He had an album with Mocha Only called, I think it's right in here, Rappin' At You. Yeah, really dope stuff. Other projects I would recommend from him are Fort Knock and what's the other one that's on here? The Regular. Any of those I named, go check out. Really dope rapper from Canada. Features on here, you got You got Ishkan, Sichuan, who you might not know, Mocha Only, Bird of Prey. I think that's pretty much it for features. But just really good Canadian hip-hop. Go check it out. Next up, yeah, sorry if I'm kind of like, my head's kind of cut off in the camera, but I'm still using my old camera, so the screen's kind of, I can't really see. Next up, Scott DeRoss, which is another one of those experimental hip-hop people. Not too much to say about this other than it's just more of that. This was a later album, came out in 2008. Bunch of features on here. Bluebird, Ghetto Socks. The writing's so small I can't see. K to I. Who else? Soul. Bluebird again. So you can kind of get a feel by the features what kind of album this is going to be. Scott DeRoss, the name of the album is One Kind of Dead End. So here you go, some more experimental hip hop for ya. Next up we got AC Alone. Is that this is? Yep, AC Alone, Love and Hate from 2003. Out on more Project Load stuff. Obviously, this is his 4th or 5th album, I believe, at this time, 2003. So yeah, I love AC Alone. Pretty solid album right here from him. Bunch of features on here as usual. You got Casual, Big Arch, Abstract Rude, Go Pelly, The Soul of John Black, Riddle Lord, Self Jupiter, LP, a couple of people from Anti-Pop Consortium, Saeed and Priest. So pretty good album in my opinion. Not his best, but definitely a pretty decent project. Before he started doing this was pretty much a little bit before I started doing his other stuff there. He had a reggae album or like a dance hall album, stuff like that, and then he just started experimenting, and I didn't really care for that, but that was still a good one. Next up we got Madlib, Shades of Blue. Madlib's basically jazz album. Yes, hip hop jazz album. Yeah, just produced by Madlib. Really dope instrumental record right here. As you can see, you got the Blue Note CD style there. Stylized as Blue Note. Yeah, man, I don't know. Definitely check this out. If you're into Madlib and you haven't heard this, go give it a listen. This was from 03, I believe. I think it's 03. Almost done here. 3 more. Next up, we got a WuTang affiliate, Remedy, The Genuine Article. This came out in 2001. Remedy's first album. He was I believe the first white WuTang affiliate. Maybe the only. I don't even know who else would be a white WuTang affiliate. Yeah, no, maybe the only one. Pretty dope album. For some reason, I looked this up on Discogs. It's got pretty low rating, but I think it's pretty decent actually. I think this is his best work in my opinion. Bunch of great tracks on here, and you got features from RZA, Capadonna, Solomon Childs, Capadonna again. Yeah, Sweet Leaf. People I'm not familiar with, but really dope tracks on here. Fallen Angels is good, I think. White Boy was good. Words to Live by, Calm but Deadly. Never Again, I think was maybe it wasn't a single, but it was pretty well known. I remember hearing it a lot. You might know that song if you hear it. Yeah, Remedy, Genuine Article from 2001, WuTang affiliate. They put out an album in 2011. I haven't heard it, so I don't know if it's bad or good or what it is, but check them out. Next up, we got Roosevelt Franklin, Something's Gotta Give. Roosevelt Franklin is Kamani Rogers and Mr. Len on the production. He did the production for this album. Kamani Rogers was from the group Masterminds. If you're familiar with them, I believe they're out of New York City. Yeah, not too much to say about this other than just really good hip hop right here. Roosevelt Franklin's kind of like, I don't even know what to compare him to. There are some features on here. Unfortunately, the features aren't listed on the back of what I remember. Slug is on here, Murs. Who else is on here? I don't remember. A few people on here. Not a bunch, but there's a few. Roosevelt Franklin, sorry, Something's Gotta Give. Give it a listen. See what you think. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty damn good. And the last one here we got is Nectar of the Gory Day Instrumentals. Not much to say about this other than I love Nectar as a producer. Really dope. He's definitely up there as producers for me. Not the biggest fan of his rapping, but not to say he's bad, because he's not a bad rapper, just I don't always care for his subject matter. Yeah, but his instrumentals are always on par, never really disappoint. That's it. So definitely check out some of those albums if any of them sounded interesting, and I will be back soon with my update, since I haven't done one in a while. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.